fast six gate
Yeah.
attack that I used a few times. That can come as early as 8 minutes, and that can put a lot of pressure on the Zerg's third.
Yeah, one thing I noticed while we were casting, you were harassing his drones, and I guess in game I called it potential pressure. It actually forced the Zerg player to make units that he didn't want to make, and you had really only committed one probe because he had to defend the cannons even though they weren't there yet.
Yeah. Hmm.
And man, I was actually really worried when those roaches got in on test bug. Is that the normal cannon placement that you put? Because he was able to hit your nexus at your natural.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played Test Book that much, and I haven't really figured out an optimal cannon placement. I felt like on a lot of maps, you really kind of always need two cannons, no matter what, to be able to fully protect your nexus. I just didn't see the roaches coming into a bit too late that game.
Okay.
I got next question.
Okay, go.
Game three against the Zerd player that you played. I forget what his name
Yeah,
was.
Amando.
Yeah, that guy. When the Nidus actually came in, what was going through your mind? Like, were you thinking, "Oh shit, I lost this," or were you feeling comfortable with the defense that you were actually putting out?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, oh shit, I lost this. No, normally, I feel like my six gate timing comes. I mean, I should have warp gates ready when his Nidus pops, so usually I can warp in six zealots to defend it. But when his Nidus pop, when I heard that Nidus, I still had like 3, 4 bars left on my warp gate tech, and I
Yeah,
guess I just didn't chrono it the whole way, or maybe he just had a little earlier Nidus than I was used to. So I was actually really worried. I thought I lost.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I will
go ahead.
say that the layer started at 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Like that was a super early layer, so that build was like 100%. Like I'm going to Nidus this right now and win.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, most of the time I try to scout my entire base for Nidus, but as I've been doing the six gate, I feel like most of the time it can catch or I can have it ready in time to defend. But that game he just had a really fast layer and fast Nidus.
Okay, I got next question. Sorry, we're really excited. Your play was sick through those last two series. Was it a conscious decision to go for upgrades for your Archons and Zealots instead of teching, say, to Colossus?
Yeah, that +1 attack is so important
Yeah.
against Zerglings, and then you always have to have that plus one advantage over their armor. And I mean, most Zergs who go that kind of mass Baneling Ling style, they will get fast, pretty early Evo chambers for those armor upgrades. So you really do need to stay on top of those weapon forge upgrades.
Colton, do you want to do or do? Can I
I
ask the next one?
I mean, I think the next thing we're gonna step into is all the Terrans you played and the
No, the
amount.
Vortex.
Oh, okay, you go for it.
I guess it's not a question, but that was the sickest Vortex Colossus splash damage thing I've ever seen in my life.
If you want a little background on that, you were at 198 supply. He was at 190. When it all
Mhm.
got done in like 30 seconds, it was 190 to like 80.
Yeah, so I mean, people think that the mothership is kind of just this kind of joke unit, but actually, I've been using it as a staple of all my late game PVZs.
Well,
I
it's
just feel
working.
like, yeah, I mean, there's just that period of time, kind of like mid late game-ish, where the Zerg has Brewlords, Infestors, and it's really hard to deal with that, except for Vortex, and I think that's the best solution to late game PVZ. So I try to get a mothership every late game PVZ, and it works, and I try to use it effectively when I can.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a mid Masters Protoss, and I was watching that game just feeling like a little nub again. I was like, oh man, I don't know my race at all. So, PBT, go ahead, Colton.
I was just gonna ask what. Okay, just completely. Let's not talk about the games that happened. Well, actually, never mind. I'm gonna use those as the introduction to this. But every single game, except for like two, were all-ins. Do you experience that often, or is it just the two specific players you played against today?
Recently, I feel like there's a kind of resurgence of those 111 kind of Marine tank,
Yeah.
Banshee, Hellion, some kind of variant of that all in. There was a period of like for a few months where that was extremely uncommon, but now people have been starting to do that a lot again, and I feel pretty confident defending against it, and I think I show that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a fairly high Masters Terran, and I've never done that build ever. And I'm not going to. I hate one basing, and just seeing it made me want to pull my hair out because I was like, oh sweet TVPs. We'll see some late game bio. It's gonna be sick, but we never got that, so it's
Instead, we
depressing.
got 17-minute all-in.
Yeah, I mean that game on Tal'Darim, he just basically kept all in me, and then that last battle, I just did a pretty horrible blink, and that kind of messed me up. But I mean, a Terran can basically just all in multiple times. I mean, it's not just one shot and it's over.
I'm sorry. I'm ashamed.
It's okay.
Well, we pretty much good, Colton?
I'm good. I mean, thank you for first off joining this tournament, showing us great games, and the interview. That's generous of you, and I appreciate that greatly.
Yeah,
And,
no problem. Thanks for sponsoring that tournament.
Yeah, and we'll get your information after this. We'll pull the stream down. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We are Manners StarCraft. You can find us on Twitter, Twitch TV, and YouTube.
All / MannerSC.
Yep. So thank you very much, and we will see you guys soon.
Peace.
Yeah, thanks.